Look at his eyes. It's like he knows what I'm about to do to him. This week is a special squishy because it's a commission. It's for this little penguin. It came in a mystery pack of 3, so I didn't know what I was going to get. Speaking of the other 2, they're somewhere in this pile. Don't worry, I'll go through the pile a little more in next week's video so you can get a better eye for the ones you want me to do next. But back to the penguin. First I trimmed his seams. They weren't terrible, but I want him to look nice. After all, someone's already paid for him. And then of course I sand him. Now since sanding always leaves holes in the squishy, I figure I'll try and fill those holes with a little bit of slick paint. This is a color I don't use often, so it's a good candidate to go under the real paint job. I did 2 layers in some places and 4 in others, depending on how deep the holes were. And after his patch job, here he is. He's looking pretty snazzy if I do say so myself. Since he was paid for in full before the paint job began, the customer was able to choose his colors and his basic design. He asked for shades of purple and a dark blue, so I drew up 3 potential designs, and these were those designs. He chose the first one, so that's what I'll be going off of for this video. I mixed a purple to start off with. I coated the whole squishy in it so that I could build the rest of the colors up on top of it. Every color that I put on this penguin will require multiple coats. Once those coats are built up, I take a darker purple to go over the flippers and the head. And then I take a very, very pale purple to put on his face and his belly. And finally, I put the blue on his beak and his feet. Afterwards, I penciled in the eyes so that I could make sure that they were going in the right spot before I went in with the blue. And then of course I added the eye shines with my dotting tool. I figure now is a good time to offer a little tip to any potential squishy decorators in the audience. Make sure your paint is completely dry before you squish it, or else you might smudge the eye and have to repaint it. So finally, after allowing him to drive for a while, he's finished. But the video's not. I figure I'll add a little bonus guy to this one. I've had this guy for a long time. He's the first squishy I ever bought and he came from the dollar store. He's already coated in several layers of white, so all I have to do now is add some orange. I'm going to paint him to look like my fiance's cat, Jaeger. I'm looking at reference photos on my computer as I paint his spots. The squishy didn't have a tail, so I decided to paint one on so I could add his little stripes. After a few coats of all those colors, I go in with the dark orange so I can outline his tail. Then I add his little pink nose, his eyes, and his mouth, and he's done. I hope you guys like these two. There won't be a poll for this video because the poll for next week is actually on last week's video. If you'd like to vote for next week, be sure to go back and check out the last episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.